Hi, this is Chris from First Team FRC 612. This is a video of me taking apart the Classmate, or our team's Classmate PC. I took the video and it's sped up ×2, and this is just a voiceover track to explain what I'm doing. Just a quick disclaimer, the Classmate PC for our team was taken apart before a few times because we've had some problems with it. We ultimately never fixed them, but regardless. So some of the screws, I know when I was taking them out, were not the right size. They were like a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, and it was no big deal, but it may look a little bit different on your Classmate if it hasn't been taken apart yet. There's also another part where there was only one screw holding like the motherboard in at the very last step. There may have been like 2 or 3. Maybe we lost a screw. I'm not quite sure, but just throwing that out there. There might be like one tiny little other thing in addition to what's shown in this video at a particular step. Also, I apologize in advance for the video quality. This was taken from my Droid X. I didn't really have a tripod and I just wanted to get it done, so I propped it up against a chair. So I apologize for that, and it's kind of hard to see if I'm holding the Classmate up so I can see it. I might have taken it away from the camera just to let you know in advance. But yeah, so just jump right to it. Here we go. So I took apart the Classmate earlier this build season. It took a little while. So in this video I'm rushing through, trying to take it apart again real quick and videotape the process. So I took the two screws out of the back cover. It covers like the motherboard from the back. There are two screws for that, and then I took out 3 screws in those, I don't know, the recessed holes in between the cover and where the battery is. And then I think there's 3 or 4 screws underneath the battery. You have to get those out too. So to get the keyboard out, there are 2 clips about right there. Yeah, in those 2 spots where I have the 2 small screwdrivers. And what I just did is I pressed both clips in, or tried to press both clips in at the same time, and then pry it up a little bit, and then it's caught up at the top, and you just gotta pull it out there too. When I pulled this keyboard out this time, it actually pulled the ribbon cable right out of the slot. It didn't the first time, so what you have to do is you just take that white part and just pull it out vertically. And then of course you see the 2 screw holes on the right and the left where the keyboard used to be. And just on a quick side note, that little black piece of plastic, you want to remove that. That'll save you some time later. Alright, so now I just took out the RAM, and there are two screws holding in the solid state drive, taking down 2 corners. So pull those out, and you have this clip. You're just going to want to flip the black part of the clip up away from the ribbon cable, and then you can just slide it right out. There is that's the wireless antenna cable, and it's going into that wireless chip. And you just gotta pull it off. You just pop it off with 2 screwdrivers or needle nose, or however you want to do it. It's on there a little bit tight. And then also that screw that I just took off, the right next to where the wireless card was. Don't take that off. That was a mistake. And then, oh yeah, so the screw that I'm taking out now, and the one I just took out before that, those are just 2 more holding the 2 pieces of the case together. So you got to get both of those out. yeah, I think this was the point where when we reassembled our Classmate, we tightened those screws a little too tightly, so I had to go get a larger screwdriver. But no difference. These 4 screws on the lid, I forgot what I was doing. You don't need to remove those. You don't want to remove those. That's for if you're getting inside the lid. But I realized after I took them out that that's not what we're doing, and you don't need to do that. This part though, to get that gray plastic piece out, you're gonna have to take 2 Wagos or precision screwdrivers. Yeah, just like that. You're gonna have to pry it out. There are 2 clips in the back, and then you just gotta pry it off the front. Once you're in here, there are going to be 5 screws, 1 in the center and 2 on both sides, securing 2 metal pieces in. The one in the middle is securing the 2 cases together, and the 2 on either side are they're holding the actual screen to the rest of the Classmate PC. And you're going to have to take those out too. At this point I forgot there's 1 more on either side, on the underside, so you just gotta flip that over. They're right next to the label, the black label indicating that, like the battery, don't throw it away, and like the input voltage and amperage is right next to that sticker on the underside, or on either side of it. And once you get those 2 out, you can pull off the lid. Be a little careful once you get it off, because you took out the Wi-Fi antenna, but there are 2 more cables that are that'll snag it. So you're gonna have to take in some needle nose pliers, or I preferred 2 precision flathead screwdrivers. Whatever you can get in there. Just pull those out on both sides. Sorry, I'm holding it away from the camera at this point. Right now I'm trying to remember what other screws there are that is holding it together, and I'm trying to look in there and see what's still snagging the 2 pieces of the case together. So I finally remembered, or realized, depending on how you look at it, what screws were still holding it up. They're under the rubber feet in the corners on the underside of the Classmate, and you can just pry those out. Pry them or pull them. I used some precision flatheads. You might be able to use needle nose too. You can pull them out. They go back in. They're not like adhesive on the back. They slide in nicely, so it's no permanent damage or anything done by taking those out. And there we go. Should just be a little bit more prying at this point. Actually popped off that piece. That's the LED and like power indicator. I can go back on later. So I pulled apart the 2 pieces, but they're still connected by wires there's a speaker cable in the back that connects to the motherboard, and that's what I'm pulling out, or that's what one of my other teammates has helped me out with right there. And then you can see the 2 ribbon cables. If you remember back when you removed the keyboard and that black piece of plastic, if you lifted that up, you could see both of where those, both of the connectors for those ribbon cables and where they connect with the motherboard. And it's really easy access if you do it that way. I realized that the hard way when I was putting it back together later. So yeah, so when you're taking off the keyboard at that step, if you want, or it doesn't matter, you can do it then too, but do it the easy way through the keyboard. Take off that black piece of plastic, pop off the 2 connectors, lift them up vertically, and then slide out the ribbon cables that way, and you won't have to hassle with taking them out at a funny angle later once you get the 2 cases apart, or 2 pieces of the cases right apart. Great, so now it's disassembled. You can get to the motherboard, and then just to pull that out, you're just going to have to fudge around with it a little bit, and there was one more screw that was holding it in. It's like right in the center. I don't know if that was normal or not. I forget if that was there the first time we disassembled it. It probably was. Maybe there were a few more. Not quite sure. But alright, so you pull out the motherboard, and then there you go. You got another. I'm pretty sure those are speaker connections. And just pull those out. And then at that point you should have the entire motherboard all separated. And everything in its individual components. Great, so I hope this video is of at least some help. Please let me know if there are any other questions, or if some other parts were confusing, or you couldn't see the Classmate because of the angle or something. Just let me know. I'll be happy to help out any other way. Also, I had another video of reassembling it, but essentially you just backtrack and redo all the things that you undid, just put all the screws back in, things like that. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Just let me know if there's anything that I can explain better. But yeah, so I hope this helps. Alright, thanks.